Hey, what's going on, guys? Jake Virden Tech here, and today we are going over games that I am most excited for coming out later this year and early next year. So I feel like this is a very suitable topic to talk about on a bit more of a positive note, just because the consumer, feelings when it comes to, the gaming industry, it's been kind of down as far as like purchasing hardware, whether that's the next gen consoles, new graphics cards. It's been tough to actually purchase a lot of those items because of availability and many factors like that. But talking on a more positive note, I feel like even though we aren't able to get a lot of this hardware, we have a lot to look forward to when it comes to the software, and more specifically that being the games coming out later this year and early next year. So I've put together a pretty small list of games that are pretty odd and end. Some of those games on this list are going to be pretty obvious that I'm excited for and that many others are excited for. Some are kind of odd ones that you guys might not have heard of or known about that are coming out pretty soon that I'm very excited about. And a lot of these were featured in E3, and then some of these too already came out. So it's kind of a odd list of games, but it's all games that I'm pretty excited to start playing. But these are some titles that really caught my attention, and maybe if you didn't know about them and you're seeing them in this video, maybe it's something that you'd like to check out in the future when they do release. So the game that is on the absolute top of my list for games that I'm excited to play later this year or early next year is Battlefield 2042. And it is pretty exciting to see all of the gameplay release trailers that we're getting. We just saw recently the Battlefield Portal trailer get released, so they're showing more and more features, more and more gameplay, and this game is looking really good, and I'm a big Battlefield fan. I haven't played a whole lot of Battlefield as far as the different titles they've had out throughout the years, but I played a lot of 4 and a little bit of Hardline as well too. But great games. They have seen, they have had some less desirable titles in the past few years, so hopefully this is going to be a really good comeback for Battlefield as a franchise. And I'm just really excited for it, especially since it's a modern setting. And with the new Portal features, it sounds like there is a lot you can do as far as customizations to the lobbies, time periods, because they're bringing back a lot of maps from older Battlefield games, which is really cool to see. And in the past couple years, I've still been actively playing Battlefield 4 with my closest friend group, who are all huge Battlefield fans, so we are definitely going to be going in on this one pretty heavy. But it's exciting. I mean, especially too, I haven't watched a whole lot or done a whole lot of research on the Portal aspect, but basically it's, from what I can tell, it's just really advanced customizations you can make to a server or lobby that you select, and you choose everything pretty much. And as you see, they're going through the different soldiers you can choose, different vehicles, different settings, whether it's the modern 2042 maps or it's the 1942 maps that Battlefield had back in the day on some of their earlier titles. So it's really cool to see, and like I mentioned too, we're seeing more and more gameplay, and it's looking really good. So this is definitely number 1 on my list for games I'm excited to play. So I think number 2 on the list, or it's pretty equal with others that I have on the list, is probably Halo Infinite. I've been out of the Halo scene for quite a while, so they're more recent titles I'm not familiar with at all. I played a lot of Halo 2, Halo 3, ODST, and I think ODST was probably the last game I played, which was all the way back on the 360. So yeah, I've been out of the loop when it comes to Halo for quite a while, but it's cool to see Infinite really going through the development stages and really start to build up. I know this game's been delayed a couple times, but it looks like for very good reason, and it seems like they have a much better showcase and product from the extra development time. But I'm excited. I haven't played any online multiplayer Halo games, so I might take a dip into that and see what it's like. I played LAN way back in the day, like Halo 2. That was what I did mostly. So for Halo Infinite, I definitely want to check out the multiplayer, as it has been announced that it's free to play, and then possibly go into the campaign a little bit too. And this is where you guys might be like, really, Jake? This is another one. This is on your top list for games you're excited for. And for different reasons, I saw this game and I had no recollection of hearing of the dev studio before or anything that this company does, but we have a new snowboarding game coming out and it looks dope. And it brings back so many memories to me. I played a game called Amped on the original Xbox, and I put a lot of hours into it and had a great time with it. And this game looks so familiar to that, but just with updated graphics. So I am really excited to play this one as well. I mean, I don't know if it's equal to Battlefield, but it's up there on my list for me. I mean, it might be, I'm probably just as excited to play this game as I am Halo, honestly. Like, it looks like a lot of fun. Small dev company from what I can tell, but they really got a good looking product from the gameplay trailer that we saw at E3. And it's just very exciting to me. I'm really stoked about this one. It's kind of cool too that this game's built on Unity. Unity is getting more and more popular as a game development engine, and it's very popular and very accessible to, indie developers and stuff like that. So it's cool to see a title like this getting launched at E3 that is built on Unity. But yeah, this game's called Shredders, and this one I am really looking forward to. It's an Xbox exclusive, so there is no launch for PC or any other devices, so it will be exclusive to the Xbox, obviously next gen, and then it should be compatible on the Xbox One as well too. So for this one, definitely a big shout out to Foam Punch for developing a game like this. It looks awesome, looks like they're doing a phenomenal job, and this one really just hits high on the nostalgia factor for me, so I'm really excited to play this. I had so many good memories playing Amped on the original Xbox, so having a game look similar to Amped as far as gameplay goes, but much more updated graphics since the original Xbox, obviously, much more updated hardware. So I'm looking forward to this one for sure. And if this looks appealing to you, it's definitely one I would recommend you check out. So another one I am very eager to try out is Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD. This is another remake, so they had this game out for the Nintendo Wii, which I never got to play and didn't really know much about, but it's really cool to see this game coming to the Switch. I think a lot of people are excited for this title, and they enjoyed it on the Wii and probably looking to replay it on the Nintendo Switch. I'm definitely excited to play it for the first time. I love the Zelda franchise, and I'm excited about this one. It's kind of cool. It incorporates motion controls as well. And this game actually just released last Friday, I believe. It released on the 16th of this month, so. But yeah, it's out. There's a lot of people putting in a lot of gameplay on it. I know I've watched some Austin John videos, and the gameplay looks really good. It looks like a really fun adventure game to play. But yeah, this is another title I am really looking forward to playing this year. So now we're getting more into the Switch titles, and this is kind of an odd one, Tony Hawk's 1+2. I say it's odd for this list because this game's been out actually since last year, but I must live under a rock and I didn't know about it, and now they are releasing it for the Nintendo Switch, so that's what makes this one kind of relevant, is it's being released for the Switch this year. But I played a lot of Tony Hawk games back in the day and really enjoyed them. I played 1 and 2 and really enjoyed them. I played a lot of American Wasteland on the GameCube, and really, I mean, as far as the franchise of Tony Hawk games goes, really enjoyed all of them. They're really fun games, and I definitely want to check this one out as well, and especially since it is a remaster of 1 and 2. So lastly, we had another game from E3 that I think a lot of people were hoping for a little bit more information on, but it is the sequel to Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. And I actually have this one kind of last on my list, and not because of the game at all, but mainly because I love Breath of the Wild, the existing one, the first one, so much. I haven't beat it. I'm probably not even close to beating it, so that's kind of why I'm not super stoked for the next one to come out, because it has taken me a long time. I mean, I probably only have like 30 to 50% of the game complete. I love it. It's one of my favorite Zelda games I've ever played. It's probably my favorite game on the Nintendo Switch, period. But I mean, the sequel to it would be awesome. I just feel like I want to have the first one done before I dig into this one, and I feel like I'm never gonna get the first one done. So kind of a weird relationship and opinion for me on the sequel to Breath of the Wild, but there's a lot of people out there that have obviously beat the first one. It's just insane the amount of shrines they have in the first one. I only have 2 of the Divine Beasts complete. I think there's 4, and then obviously the mission to defeat Ganon, stuff like that. So the game just seems like it goes on forever, and this is a release that will be coming out sometime next year. I don't think we have an exact date yet. And there are definitely more games on my list that I haven't really covered in this video. Some, for example, is the Pokemon Diamond and Pearl remakes, which I did do a video on a little while back. I'm looking forward to the Pokemon Legends Arceus game coming out next year, so I think those are going to be something to really look forward to. And another title that came out not too long ago that quite a bit of people are getting a lot of gameplay in is Super Mario Golf Super Rush, which looks really good. It looks like a lot of fun, especially, you know, playing online multiplayer or local multiplayer. So that's another game I definitely want to get into a little bit. So that's going to wrap up this video, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. This is just a video I wanted to put out that kind of has my top list for games I am looking forward to that may have come out recently, may have been out for a while, like Tony Hawk 1+2, and I just didn't know about, and games coming out in the near future, either later this year or early next year. This is a list of games I am so far most excited to start playing when they do come out. I think this is a good video too because a lot of us are kind of down on the hardware market right now and the console market, so the games coming out are pretty hopeful in my opinion. I'm pretty optimistic about them. Not everybody might be, but I think they all look pretty good for the most part, and we'll just have to wait and see until they come out. If you guys enjoyed this video and saw some games you might be interested in the near future, make sure to drop a like on it, and if you want to see more tech related videos like this one, be sure to subscribe. As always, guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.